Welcome to our Help Desk with Joe. This is show 48, and we're rolling right along. And you're watching it here on our Patch Facebook Live broadcast, and Patch Turned Up here in our Spencer, West Virginia studio. Today we're joined by Joe and Justin, and of course rolling right along with Help Desk with Joe. We're coming up on show number 50 here pretty soon, and we're live. So thanks for joining us, and thanks for joining our podcast. And with me as always, Joe and Justin. Gentlemen, let's talk some tech.
All right, we're back for another week.
We are, and show 50 is coming up. We're going to have a special show 50, bicentennial.
Yeah, I'm thinking some sort of really exciting review. Maybe something Dave could take home afterwards.
Hey, I'm doing a review today, something I did take home.
Okay.
You didn't know about that. Yeah, that's right.
And let the record show, it had all the cables included.
It had all the parts.
Yeah.
First time ever.
Oh, second time.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
The other one that barely had parts, though. So.
But still, it had everything.
And I still have it. That's why you shouldn't give it to me, because I still have it. I have both of them now.
I'll just send you the invoice.
Yeah, I know how that works. Cena will take care of that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I don't get too shook up about it.
Is there any way we could top the screen magnifier, though?
Oh, this baby has all the bells and whistles.
Okay. Well, I'm excited.
This one has
don't tell me
multiple
anymore.
parts. It
Yeah.
plugs in, and as Joe said, it came with all the cords.
All right.
If you can imagine. I'm pretty sure it's because it was new in the box. And Joe didn't have the time to get it out real quick.
Yeah, I like the product reviews. Many shows ago, I brought in what I kind of called a stinker because it took so long to charge, that little power bank.
Yeah.
It did last me all the way through a camping trip, multiple days. So I don't know. I can't hate the thing, and it worked for. Yeah, the charging thing's annoying, but it got the job done. Kept my phone charged out in the middle of nowhere for multiple days. So
Although I think Dave did enjoy your pain and agony on charging it, so.
I was going to say, the best part of that for me had nothing to do with the review,
yeah,
but just the laughs and giggles that it supplied.
yeah, the frustration of
Well,
me
just
versus the charger all day.
Yes, just the whole issue that you had and how it worked out, but yet you still liked it because it did its job, but... So it was like your conflict could have been a play, that's written out and put out there for everybody to see.
You've heard the saying, a watch pot never boils, well, a watch charger never charges.
That's how it felt.
Even if you're not
exactly
watching it probably did charge.
Exactly.
That's funny. That's a good one, Joe. Watch pot never boils.
Was this a
Been
busy
down there,
news
been
week,
down
Joe?
Joe's got all kinds of stuff.
This is good. It keeps me up to speed.
It does. I get all my technology news once a week here from Joe.
Yep.
Well, and I try to pick stuff that applies to everybody, not just this high-tech, nerdy stuff that you guys are sitting there going, why is he covering
No,
that?
and that is a great point. You do this, and it's wonderful for consumers. We're in a rural area, so we're not hipsters that have all the technology. We don't just turn around and go to the nearest mall, nearest shopping plaza, or big mecca center of people where technology's everywhere.
Right.
Like, we don't have a Best Buy, we don't have an AT&T store. We got a Walmart, a Sprint store, and we got a Walmart and a Sprint store. And then we got to drive at least 40 minutes to get to somewhere that has a little more, and even then it's an hour and 15 minutes. So you're bringing these products to people that have to shop online or order it through you, or whatever the case may be.
Well, and give an honest review, because
if
I'm a salesman in one of those big box stores,
yeah,
all I'm going to do is push the biggest product. And
and
I've seen it play out. And that was one thing I told myself years and years ago. Here I'm going to age myself here, guys. Circuit City.
Yeah.
When I was in college, that was my go-to spot.
Yep.
Like when the
used to hang out there all the time. Huh?
Well, when the new DVDs were released on Tuesday, they would.
You knew what day the DVDs were released.
Yes. They would have, if you bought a DVD or whatever, they would have giveaways. You'd get a bonus gift.
Oh, boy.
So I'd check the Sunday paper to see what there was.
Yeah.
And it just so happened my class schedule worked. I had an 8 o'clock class Tuesday morning, but it was done at like 9:15. So I jumped in my truck, drive to Circuit City. Want to be the first one in line. And literally, I walk in the doors like me and maybe one other person in the entire store.
This big sale applied to 2 people.
Yeah. So
in our area, that's probably about right.
So I'd go in, get my DVDs, and get my free goodies with it, and head back out.
Nice. Oh, boy. Yeah, well, but that's true. We're farmers, and more of an agriculture area.
So where I was going with that. So I was in there one day and talked about salesmen just selling whatever.
Yeah.
I was checking out the latest computer gear that they had, and heard this older gentleman asking the salesman. He was trying to buy a computer, and he told the salesman, he said, well, what's the difference between these two? And the salesman said, well, I don't know anything about that one, but this one's better.
Right.
Time out.
Yeah, yeah.
You don't know anything about that one, but this one's better than that one.
Yeah, and an older person that just wants a computer that works, they sell them like a souped up computer they don't need.
Yeah. Well, and the
Get
same.
some of that.
Time out. Hold on. I just fell into that category, Justin. So, I literally just had this conversation with Joe coming down the hallway. Joe, will this computer that I have do what I need to do? Because I just don't know. So I'm that older person that wanders in and says, hey, I need a computer, and I'm not sure what I need or what it's supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah. Not that Joe upsold me or anything. I'm just saying I'm that old guy wandering around not knowing what he needs or what's fitting or anything. So I got to rely on my tech guy.
Well, it's easy to start getting in the weeds really quick when you start looking at computer specs. When I had to build my last one, I found a friend that knew a lot about it and said,
Yeah.
you tell me what I need because this is too much.
Yeah.
And
Well,
he built the whole thing for me.
I would be the guy going to Walmart looking at the Walmart guy who could care less if they're there or probably doesn't know anything about computers, and they'd be like, yeah, just buy this one.
Yeah.
It costs more, so you probably need it.
Yeah. Well, it's like at
That would definitely be me. But I know Joe, so I don't have that happen.
when I went to, again, dating myself here, Alltel. Went to the Alltel store to get my first cell phone plan. I was sitting in there, and I watched this 20-something guy try to sell this 70-year-old woman a BlackBerry. It's like, dude, that woman's going to call just her grandkids. That's it. She doesn't need that phone. She needs what I'm buying. So the sales lady walked up to me and said, can I help you? I said, yep. I said, I want the cheapest plan and the cheapest phone you got. And I literally just watched the blood just leave her head. Just like, really? Yep. Sign me up. So then I'm sitting there and she's trying to make a sale. So she's trying to push all these plans. Like, now this one down here is what everybody gets. I was like, I'm single. I'm not married. The $40 a month plan will work, not the $100 plan.
Wow, you gotta fight them. It's kind of uncomfortable how hard they push. Like, well, don't you want this package, like a TV package too? And then
Yeah.
I've had to tell them 3 times. No, I don't want.
Oh, yeah. But that's salesmanship. They know if they wear you down, eventually be like, hey, I probably do need it. All
Yeah,
right.
they try to get me.
That's how it works. That's how it works.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny because, this show, we're on episode 50, or show 50, I guess. Or 47, sorry. Coming up on 50.
That was 48.
Yeah, 48.
Yep.
Whatever. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. I'm old. I forget quick. But anyway, we're on show 48. And we started out with, I don't know, have you always had a laptop in here, Joe? Yeah, probably.
I think so.
Yeah, because that's where you bring in your information. So we started out with one laptop. Then we got 2 laptops. And then the last one, we had a video inserted.
Yeah.
So we're constantly evolving into more of a tech deal.
Right.
And it just struck me as funny because, I was thinking about around here, we're pretty rural, and I can imagine everybody that we show this studio to, which with COVID, we haven't shown it to anybody for a long time.
Right.
But everybody that comes in looks at it, they're just like, wow, this is awesome. Can't believe this is here. And every time I'm like, why not here? But then now think about it, and this is just so uncommon. Like podcasts are something that gets done in New York, California, so far away. But yet we're rolling this out in rural Spencer, West Virginia.
Right.
And it just blows people's minds.
Yeah, it's amazing and honestly, our studio is nice. I love this studio.
Yeah.
But, if you go to one of these big podcast businesses, these people it would just blow their mind.
Yeah. Our studio is small compared to like some of the professional ones.
Yeah.
Because I've seen like the professional ones, the ones I watch, they put a picture out that gives me a notice on whatever. They have a big, massive table. They got room for like 20 people, and it's a big room with a producer that's sitting behind in another room that listens to everything.
Right. Yeah. It's
a big deal.
Yeah. It's basically like a conference room with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're doing it. Now we're doing it old school. Stuffed in a small room, a couple mics, everybody scrunched together, using old desks. Anyway.
One of these days, boys. One
of these days. There you go. I don't know. Our setting's kind of cozy. I don't mind it.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah. I think it's interesting. What will be next? That's the key. What's next, Joe?
I think depending on budgetary limits.
As is always the case.
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
Well, anyway,
I told you guys that if I hit the lottery the other night, then the studio wouldn't be a problem with it because we'd have a new studio and you guys would pick either Florida or Hawaii.
we'd have a new building.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So on with the news updates.
All right.
So if you're new or old, it doesn't matter. Maybe you forgot. Maybe you're like me and your memory's not so good. But as this show works, Joe brings in 3 news updates of what's new in the tech world, and usually geared around the consumer, the local consumer, or the small guy in a situation. And then today we'll have a product review, so it'll be all good.
And
It's gonna
Dave's
be
going to
cool.
do the review today, so.
Yeah. And I'm terrible at it, so Joe, you're going to have to help me. But anyway, I'm not near as effective or efficient as you are with it. And even Justin's review was funny. Mine doesn't carry any humor usually, nor is it very effective or efficient.
Well, that or we've given you too good of a product to review.
No, I think just in general, I'm just not that good at it. I'm
Okay.
better about asking questions than I am figuring stuff out.
Okay. I'm going to say because you haven't came in and just, went on this 10-minute rant of this thing was junk, it's garbage, I'll
Well-
never use it. So apparently we've set the bar too high on your stuff to review.
No, I think I'm learning from you because you come in and you're pretty secretive about it. Like you want us to guess the price and kind of, add a little mystique to it. So that's what I'm trying to do. I'm
Okay.
trying not to give away too much.
Okay.
Like Justin, you don't even know what it is, do you?
Nope.
There we go. Keep
Okay.
Justin in the dark till the last minute.
Okay.
All right. So anyway, you got some updates. Talk about the Sling update.
Okay, so if you're a Sling TV subscriber like I am, get ready because they're getting ready to raise the prices, but they're sweetening the deal with more free DVR space. So the
Nice.
Sling TV, which is Dish Network's live TV streaming service, announced that it's raising prices on its packages and add-ons for new customers starting last week.
Okay.
Both the orange and blue channel packages from Sling will go up by $5 to $35 a month to new subscribers, or $50 per month when bundled together. Because of Sling's existing one-year price guarantee, current subscribers won't have to deal with the new prices until August of this year. So along with the changes in the packages, the add-ons are getting a small price bump as well. The Sports Extra for live sports is going up by $1 to $11 per month for new customers who subscribe to either blue or orange. And customers who bundle blue and orange together will still pay $15 per month for the sports add-on. All other extras, add-ons, the comedy, lifestyle, and the news channels will be raised by $1 to $6 per month. And if navigating through all these add-ons seems a little bit too much, Sling has the giant Total TV for All deal with every add-on service offers is available for new or orange or blue subscribers for $21 a month.
Holy cow. Hold on. Let me just interrupt you.
Okay, I know I throw a lot.
Well, you know my background. I'm off TV.
Right,
And when I was on TV, it was with a satellite provider.
right.
So and I haven't heard you mention Sling TV because you have the Roku, right?
Well, I use the Roku device,
Right.
But Sling is my TV provider.
Is it really?
Yes.
I thought you were Hulu or something.
Well, I have Hulu on demand. I don't have Hulu Live.
Ah.
My grandparents have Hulu Live.
Okay. I know you mentioned Hulu. I haven't heard you mention Sling.
Yeah, Sling has been around for a while.
Yeah, they have really good commercials.
Yes.
So that's all I know about them.
Yeah.
So, and you've got me on Peacock.
Yes.
And you got me on Pluto TV.
Yes.
For our other podcast. So once a week I sit down and do watch one of those two usually, or Amazon or Netflix.
Right.
But other than that, so tell me about Sling. Where do they fit in kind of the hierarchy of...
Okay, Sling is about middle of the road. They're more expensive than the cheapest packages through like Philo or whatever. Those are like $20 a month.
Right.
But they have basically about all the same channels as everybody else.
So
But they're not as expensive as Hulu or YouTube TV because they do not have locals. They don't stream
now,
locals.
and this is outside of like Disney Plus, because I remember
Right.
we talked. You have Disney Plus.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Yeah, this is where if you wanted, your AMC, your HGTV, your Discovery Channel, blah 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 blah.
Yeah. Okay.
This is where you get this is your streaming cable.
Are you happy with Sling TV?
Love it.
And how does this affect you? Like personally, how will it
Personally,
affect
my bill's going to go up a little bit,
Right.
And starting in August. But on the flip side of the coin, we've subscribed to the DVR when we signed up for the service,
you? Right.
And we was only getting 50 hours of storage.
Okay. Is that a lot, a little? How, are you
For what all we record, because
Yeah.
we don't watch much live.
Okay.
We always record everything.
Gotcha.
So it didn't take long to fill.
Well, as working parents, yeah, you probably don't have a lot of time to just sit down and watch TV.
So, an hour program, so
Yeah.
it doesn't take long to fill up a DVR. So bumping it from 50 to 200 hours, this is huge.
Yeah, and that's a great point.
Yeah.
50 hours. At first, I was like, man, that's a lot. But you think a movie's 2 hours roughly.
Yeah.
And then most shows are a half hour to an hour.
Right.
Yeah, so what, 50 shows.
Yeah.
And I used to read DVR Brooklyn Nine-Nine and had like 100 episodes.
Right.
So that would have filled the whole thing up times 2.
Right.
Okay, so that's a good thing. And so for an extra $1, you're okay with that.
Yeah. The small bump it's still well under
Got to be worth it.
the price of everybody else, because I think YouTube TV and Hulu, I think they're right around the $60 range, so it's still cheaper than those two. But I'm loving the extra DVR. Now,
Yeah.
now if you had just the free DVR, you only had 10 hours of space, so they're bumping the free
Oh, wow.
package to 50,
Yeah.
and the paid version up to 200.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. I mean, for an extra $1, heck yeah, that's way worth it.
Yeah, what are the different colors you mentioned, like different
The orange and the
Types of-
blues.
content?
Yeah, it's depending on which channels you want.
Mhm.
And honestly, I don't. We have one in the package. I don't remember which one we had. And what we did was we sit down and said, okay, on the regular satellite, here's the channels we have. Here's the channels we actually watch.
Yep.
And let's look at the packages. So when we went with Sling, I don't remember which color we was, plus a couple of the add-ons, we lost like 3 channels out of what we actually watched. And it was, at the time, it was like Disney Channel. I mean, we could have got it with the other package, but then we would pay just as much, if not more, than what we was paying on satellite.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's not cost effective just to get the 3 extra channels, but Disney Plus steps in, so we didn't miss a thing. We missed it for a little bit,
Yeah.
but now that we have Disney Plus, it's not a problem. It's a wash.
You saved a good bit of money when you made that switch?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sounds
our
like it.
TV bill, if you calculate everything that we subscribe to, I think our TV bill per month is like $69.
Oh yeah, that's outstanding. Now,
Yeah.
and Justin, just so you know, Joe's the technology guy that figures all this stuff out. Like you had an antenna, or maybe still do have an
Yeah, I
antenna.
still have an antenna for
So-
my locals.
Right. So he was picking up the locals, and he was trying to talk me into doing this. And I was like, man, I'm just off TV altogether.
Mhm.
But yeah, Joe knows how to work. It's not fair to say work the system, but how to
Not get
not pay just for laziness.
yeah.
Does that make sense? So
Yeah.
Joe does the work to get the good deals and
Yeah.
make his channels happen. Does that make
Right.
sense, Joe? Is that
Yeah.
fair?
Yeah.
Because you're not working the system as in trying to cheat the system. You're just taking advantage of what's out there so that you get everything you need. But it takes more work on your part.
Right, try to find the best deal
And
possible.
it takes more brain power. Like I don't have the technology background or brain power to figure that stuff out.
Well,
But you know how to use the antenna to get the channels you want, and then how to go through the plans to make sure you're getting what you need.
And that's what we get a lot. We have a lot of customers say, I want to get rid of my satellite. What
Yeah.
do I do? And we have this basically a little checklist that Senior and I created.
Right.
I say, do you have this? Okay, yeah, you qualify.
Yeah.
And then
I can
what
help you.
Now, what I always tell them, I say, sit down and make a list. Make a channels that you have to have.
Yeah.
That, there's no possible way you can lose these channels. And then make a list of say, well, it would be nice if I could have these.
Yeah.
So then we sit down and say, okay, well, based off of what you want, and then we say, how much are you paying per month now? So then we factor that in as well to see
Yeah.
if they're going to save any money, because there's times that depending on how you have everything set up, you may be cheaper to stay with your current package. Most time it's not, but every once in a while it's cheaper to keep what you have
Oh, yeah,
versus
yeah.
going elsewhere.
Right. So, pretty neat. Okay. Well, Sling TV, or you slingers out there, slingers. That's so funny. I have a friend that uses that joke all the time. Like we'll be together, like with our soccer group or whatever,
Yeah.
and he'll throw it out anytime anybody new comes around. He's like, "Oh, we're all slingers," and he waits to see if they notice that he said sling and
Yeah.
not swing.
Yeah.
And because you have a group of like 5 couples there, and he's like, "Yeah, we're all slingers." But it's based off that commercial. That commercial's so funny.
Yes.
But I haven't seen. Well, I don't watch TV. I was gonna say I haven't seen it lately, but
Well,
because I haven't watched TV in the last 8 months.
Well, and I fast forward through all the commercials, so I hardly.
Do they still have those commercials?
I don't know. I honestly don't.
Because they had
know.
that lady from Will and Grace, and I can't remember.
Yeah, the guy from Parks and Rec.
Yeah, guy from Parks and Rec.
Yeah. Yeah, they were slingers.
You know what we're talking about, Justin? Look it up real quick. Slinger TV commercial. But and if you haven't seen those, if you're either like me and you don't watch TV anymore, or if you just haven't seen them at all, look them up. They're hilarious.
Just type in worst slingers, and it'll be the first video.
Yeah, careful what you type in. If you misspell it,
it's on YouTube. Go on YouTube and do that.
Yeah, type in swinger, then you're going to go to a
Slingers.
whole different site.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So don't make that mistake.
All right, swingers wants me to sign up now as a swinger.
Yeah, just watch the videos. The videos are hilarious. Turn the sound on. It's
Local swingers.
fine. No, you don't want to go local slingers.
Just go on YouTube. Type.
Yeah.
But you do need to limber up.
Breathe, Daddy. Yeah, there you go. Breathe. Look at me, no crying. No crying.
Hey guys, game's about to start.
You can pull a hammy slinging if you don't warm up.
You can pull a hammy slinging.
Oh, did you hear that? Yeah. You're good to go, buddy. All right. Who's next?
So yeah, of course the
Slinging until well past midnight.
whole play on words of mixing up a little hint of swinging
Yeah.
with slinging. So
almost-
that's brilliant marketing on somebody's part. Somebody needs a raise.
That's almost like the Kmart commercials years ago. They did that, and I love their commercials. They had the kid with the talking about the big gas man. It was the guy with the big gas truck, and then they was talking about free shipping on pants, and they said they shipped their pants.
I don't know. I never saw them.
You never seen those? It was Kmart did something like this. It was.
I've never been a big TV guy, so
It was a play on words where they was talking about free shipping on their pants, and then they was talking about getting gas points. Was the
okay.
commercials.
Yeah.
And they did the wordplay like that.
Funny. All right, good stuff. Anyway,
Yeah,
Justin, you've been
Nick-
educated in needless, useless commercial knowledge.
Hey, this is Jeopardy trivia we're talking about. Here. Nick Offerman and Megan Mullally,
Yeah.
those were the two in this commercial.
Oh, okay. Yeah. They have some funny ones. I kind of, these commercials are kind of like how the Sasquatch jerky or whatever the beef jerky was that has the Sasquatch in them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Kind of like one of those play on words. But anyway. All right, on to the next item here. We're burning through our showtime talking about miscellaneous stuff like nobody's business. If Cena were here, she'd be smacking us all in the back of the head.
Well, that's kind of Justin's job, and yet we're having him look up his. stuff
Justin, come
YouTube.
on, man. You got one job.
Yeah, I was just about to yell at you guys, but it seemed like
Yeah.
you're having a good time. So
Yeah.
I
It
don't
all
wanna
seemed
be a
like
party-
fun, so we'll
party
just let it
pooper all
roll.
the time.
Anyway.
All right. So
one
next
job.
news story.
Apple Watch.
Yes.
Lay the Apple Watch information. So, Justin, perk your ears up since you're the only Apple user in the room.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to first ask Justin. Do you have an Apple Watch?
I do not. No.
Okay.
Have you ever had one?
Nope.
Do you have any intentions of getting one?
I do not. No.
Depends on what you say next, Joe.
Okay. So
That's how it works in my world. Time out. Do I want this? I don't know. Joe, just tell me.
okay. So if you have an Apple Watch, get ready.
Okay.
Mask wearers will be able to unlock their phone with their Apple Watch coming soon.
Awesome.
You have to have a mask on to unlock your phone?
Well, facial recognition.
I know. I'm just
Yeah.
being, being an idiot. That's my role on the show, by the way, Justin. Technologically challenged and also have a poor sense of humor.
I also saw that that Apple is making some sort of adjustment to their code so that it would recognize you even with your mask on too. That they're rolling that out
For the
at some
phone
point.
and everything?
Yep.
Yeah, because when it all
Oh, wait a
started,
minute.
they said that facial recognition software at best was 50%.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, what's it? I guess it adds up a lot of different characteristics of your face, not just your eyes.
Right.
I mean, because iris scanners are like a big thing, right?
Right.
Is that real? Like, I've seen them in movies. Is that real? I don't know if
I don't
irises
know.
are particular to individuals. In the movies, they say they are, but
Right.
yeah.
I don't know. I've never researched that.
Me
So
neither.
basically, if you were around and you had your watch on, your phone would unlock. But if your phone was lost, obviously you wouldn't be near it, so that it would not unlock.
Yeah, starting with the new 14.5 developer beta, if you have your close proximity to your phone, so basically if you have your phone in your hand or in your pocket with your watch, you can use your watch to unlock your phone, and your watch will give a buzz to notify the wearer that their phone has actually been unlocked. So the watch needs to be unlocked on the wrist or in close proximity to the
You'd
iPhone
have
for it
to,
to
like,
work.
Hold it pretty much right up to the phone, I would think.
Well, I think if
Or
you
if
know,
it
there
was
may be a
sit-
good chance that you're holding it in the same hand you're wearing a watch, or if you're holding it in the
Yeah.
other hand, I think that's pretty close, probably within a couple feet.
You hear those stories. The husband's asleep on the airplane, and his wife slowly takes his thumb and unlocks his phone with his fingerprint while he's asleep.
Yeah.
I wonder, you could something like that could also happen where you're asleep and somebody takes your arm and puts it over.
It pushes the unlock button.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very possible.
That's why I like the standard password, because then there's no shenanigans. Nobody can unlock my phone while I'm sleeping.
Oh, Justin.
But even that, I've heard of people doing that. If you hold it up to the light, you can see the smudges
Yeah.
of the oil on your skin.
Yeah.
And then you can figure out what numbers you've been pressing.
You know, here's the crazy part. If somebody wanted in my phone that bad, they could just ask me and be like, "Yeah, here you go."
Yeah.
I mean, what are you really going to get out of my phone?
Well, that's like a lot of this stuff, Invasion of privacy, absolutely. But on the flip side of the coin, if you think that my life is so interesting
That's what I was going to say.
that you have to track every movement, then we have bigger questions and we need answers.
I mean, the most you might get out of my phone, it might even be worth trying to get it, would be if I had my Samsung Pay hooked up.
Mm-hmm.
But I switched phones about a year and a half ago or so, maybe even 2 years by now. And I never redid my Samsung Pay or whatever it is, Google Pay. I don't even know which one I use now. But I ran out of gas once. No, sorry. I went on a long trip to soccer practice, and I didn't take my wallet. I forgot my wallet. And so I was trying to figure out how to get Samsung Pay to work.
Right.
Well, let me just tell you, that's a mother when you don't have any credit cards with you. And nobody that's able to get your credit card and give you the information.
Right.
Including the stinking credit card companies. They won't give you your information over the phone. I was like, man, I'm here 2 hours away from home and I need gas. So anyway, for those out there worried about me, we had like $18 worth of change in the car. So we had plenty of gas to get home. But it taught me a lesson. I was like, all right. And I think I came back and told you the story, Joe, and you're like, well, hook up Samsung Pay, man.
Yeah.
So I did, and I had it for a while, but now I switched phones a year and a half ago, and I haven't hooked it back up. So even if you got my phone now and you could get into it, there's no, you don't have any way to get to anything.
Well, yeah, because we even set you up with the ExxonMobil app, and Kel started using the Thunder out of that.
I do have that.
There you go.
But actually, you know what you got me on, Joe?
Oh, it's hard to tell.
Two-factor authentication.
Ah.
So you have to use a thumbprint to access that one.
Music to my ears.
Yeah.
I'm on that too as well on my email.
Very good, gentlemen. I'm
Nice.
impressed.
I know. Joe's
It
having
can be
positive.
kind of annoying sometimes, but I'd say, you know what? Joe says to do it, so I'm going to do it.
You catch on quick, Justin. That's why you're the smart one in the group.
Yeah.
It took me like 3 years to listen to Joe. I'm like, Joe, I'll get to it eventually. And then I didn't have my wallet, and I was like, crap. Joe!
Why did you set me up like this?
Joe, come on. So now I'm set up. I got the ExxonMobil app, which is awesome. And the messed up part is I got gas yesterday, and I didn't use it. And I'm sitting there saying, damn it, because I was reading the screen, and it said, use your ExxonMobil to get points. And I'm like, I didn't. I just put my credit card in and went.
You know what I think would be fun?
I got to start doing that.
We had
again.
unlimited amount of cash. This would be
I'm pretty sure everybody thinks that would be fun.
Well, yeah, but this would be fun, but yet interesting to watch people just trying to figure it out. Sit at a gas station
Yeah.
and hook your phone up to that pump.
Oh, and just keep paying for it?
Yeah, pay for people's gas.
Yeah, it'd be nice.
That's very nice of you, Joe. That's not what not a lot of people would think that way.
That'd be one of the good pranks.
Oh, well, you're right. It would be fun, but it's also awesome that you think that way.
Yeah. Well,
Because everybody else would be like, it'd be fun. Just keep canceling it so they have to keep trying to get gas. And every time they put their card in, you just cancel it for them. And they're like, what the heck?
well, because I'm very cautious of that. When I go to the gas station, I double, triple check myself which pump I'm at because I'm afraid that I'm going to
Yeah.
mess up and
Pick the wrong
accidentally
pump.
pay for somebody else's gas.
Yep, I've been there. Normally, I don't get out of the car with my phone, so I forget to choose. And then I'm
Right.
just like, I'll just put my card in real quick.
Well, and
That's
also
what I did yesterday.
That's been a hard habit for me to start.
Yeah.
Is because you're always told keep your cell phone away from the gas pump, leave it in the car. So
Yeah.
that was a very hard transition to going back.
I'm giving up points like crazy. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
So I'm going back to that. But anyway, all right.
Yeah, will we have?
Did we even talk about the Apple Watch that we were supposed to talk about?
Yes.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it unlocks your phone.
Oh,
Yeah.
with facial recognition. Okay,
Yeah.
never mind.
Yeah.
I don't have one, so I didn't really pay attention.
Do you track your sleep? Do you have a Fitbit, Dave, or anything like that?
Nah,
No.
man. I turn everything off. I go to sleep.
Okay.
And let me just say this. For a while, I was so enveloped in my work that because I was worried, like especially in wintertime, so I kept my phone by me. So it'd
Yeah.
go off in the middle of the night, and I'd wake up and check it and see what was going on. Or I'd get ideas, and I'd be like, ooh, so I'd text Zach, at 3 in the morning, like, hey, we got to do this. And then I realized it was jacking my sleep all up.
Yep.
So now I plug my phone in, turn it off, and it sits somewhere, and I get it in the morning.
Yep. There you go.
And I sleep so much better. So at
idea.
night when I brush my teeth and put my phone away, it's bedtime.
Yep.
I'll read.
Yeah, I
if
guess a lot
if
of
I don't
people
sleep,
have
I read.
that trouble with they'll lay down to go to sleep, but then they're like, let me grab my phone for a little bit. Let me turn it.
A lot of
open it up
people,
and use it. Yeah.
I'd say like 90% of the people that have cell phones have that issue.
Yeah.
And then they complain about not being able to sleep.
Yeah.
I like
I can't
a
sleep.
podcast. A nice boring podcast puts me right to sleep.
Well, hey, we should be filling the bill for a lot of people out there. And that might be our new sales slogan.
Yeah.
Check out this podcast. You'll go right to sleep. It's about
Yes.
technology.
Yes. We
The
will
only thing
lull you
worse
to
is
sleep
physics.
with our nonsense.
Yeah. All right, so you got an update on Xbox for all the Xbox folks out there.
Yeah, and it's not a good one.
Uh-oh.
So, if you guys have been searching high and low online for the new Xbox Series X, your hunt won't be ending anytime soon.
Yeah.
So, the Series X will still be in short supply until at least June, Microsoft states.
I wonder if that's to drive the price skyrocketing high or...
Oh, it is online. It's just gone stupid
Yeah,
online.
that's what I mean. Is this another GameStop deal?
Um,
We need the price to go outrageously high here, so let's just turn down the production a little bit.
Well, it's not even that. It's just been trying to get availability of stuff.
Yeah.
This is still fallout from COVID.
Oh, man.
So demand for Microsoft's latest Xbox Series X console was high, but supply isn't likely to keep up until at least through June. In an interview with the New York Times, Microsoft's head of investor relations, Mike Spencer, revealed supply of its new consoles will be constrained through at least June. These shortages look to continue through most of this year, with AMD CEO Lisa Su warning that there might not be capacity until the second half of the year. The industry needs to increase the overall capacity levels, said Su on an earnings call last week. And so we see some tightness through the first half of the year, but there's added capacity in the second half. AMD saw supply constraints in the PC market, particularly the low end and gaming, toward the end of last year, which is something that we talked heavily last year about. And I saw it firsthand, customers saying, hey, I need a computer, and buddy, anything under $1,000 was, you're going to wait for it. And when COVID first started and all the shutdowns happened, I had 2 customers order 2 new laptops, and it no joke took 2 months to get in. And it was under $1,000. And anything over $1,000, back your truck up and I'll fill your truck up. Anything under $1,000 was just undoable.
Yeah.
So the bigger part of the issue is what Dave was talking about is scalpers, people buying this stuff online and putting it on eBay. So the real cost of a new graphics card or the game consoles was incredibly high towards the end of last year, thanks to eBay resellers. It's an issue that proved difficult for the entire industry to tackle, which means the wait for the PS5 plus the Xbox Series and video graphics cards will continue to for most people for most of this year. So thanks to the scalpers being part of the problem, not the solution.
That's always the case.
Yeah. And I see it
These people are ruining for everybody.
I see it every day on people on Facebook, on these marketplace sites and all that, buying a $500 console and then selling it for $850. And I love to read the comments because people just blast them on it. But yeah, you go back the next day, it's gone because somebody actually said, I'm tired of waiting, I'll pay that price.
Yep.
And I'm sitting there thinking, just make them set on it and make them regret it.
Hold on. What's this one called?
The Xbox Series X.
By golly. Type in Xbox on eBay. The first thing comes up in the first 5 lines. Xbox Series X. So, in hand, $824. Fast shipping.
Yeah.
Fast shipping.
$8.99 in hand.
Not even free shipping. Fast shipping.
Yeah. Free 2-day on this one for $8.99. So for an extra $60.
All right.
Yeah, so right now we're looking...
What's the actual cost?
500-ish?
Yeah, about $500-600.
So now you're paying $300 to $400 more.
Yep.
To get one. And that, like, this one's $840. Last one already sold 8. The other one sold 27. Sold 19.
And right here's a used one for $600.
Jeez. Yeah, pre-owned. So, now, who buys one that gets it, tries it for a couple of days, and then sends it out? Man. Yeah.
Okay, standalone for the Series X is $500.
So the Series X with nothing, just the actual box or the console,
Yes.
$585.
Yeah.
Plus 25 shipping, so $600.
Seems like these video game consoles, I mean, they've always had this supply issue for years. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, maybe not the first Xbox that came out, but ones after that, it seems like definitely like the PS3. I think I remember it being
I remember the Wii being the
all
big
sorts of
one.
issues.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here's
They can't quite address it, or they don't want to because they're still going to make all their money, if not more.
Here's a buy it now option with free shipping. They've sold 12 of these. You guys want to guess the price?
900.
$969. Really?
Yeah.
I was going to do prices right and say 901.
Okay, so here's one that has sold 59 of them overnight delivery. Guess the price.
$1,000.
$900. $899.99.
Really?
Fast and free, guaranteed by February 4th. So in 2 days.
Wow.
So you can pay
That's
$900
awesome.
and get it in 2 days, and they have sold 59 of them.
The oldest console I remember just being this hot was like the Nintendo Wii. I remember the night
How do they get 59 of them?
they,
Know somebody on the inside, maybe.
well, a lot of these people have figured out ways online to check website inventories like GameStop, Target, places like that. And as soon as they come in stock, they
Yeah.
have a bot on their computer that I can automatically
Just
just
go
buy it
ahead and buy it all.
Yeah.
So just to give you an idea, they've sold 59 of them at a $400 profit, $23,000.
There you go.
Talk about a side hustle. Now that's a side hustle.
So the Wii's, I remember the Wii's being huge like that. I remember our local Walmart the night they were supposed to launch. People was in line. It almost looked like a Black Friday sale. They was lined up in front of Walmart. And you guys know me, I always I'm always up for a good laugh. So me and my buddies used to sit up there on Friday, Saturday nights just talking whatever. And so I said, somebody hand me your phone. So I took their phone because I'm going to use my phone for this. I called in there and told them, I said, yeah, I'm on my way into town, and I want to pick up one of those new Nintendos. Can you save me one? And the lady said, no, we can't do that. They're not launching until midnight. I said, okay. I said, and here's where it gets fun. Walmart, guys know, as one of the biggest anti-union businesses around. So I said, well, is that why all those people are standing out front? I thought you all unionized and they was on strike. No, we're not union. Click. She hangs up. She literally no more than hangs up.
Yeah.
There's a manager walks outside and tells all the people go inside and stand.
Really?
Yes.
Nice.
I just helped 30 people from standing outside
Yeah,
go
yeah.
inside and stand for 3 hours. I was like, you're welcome.
That's funny.
But I do remember, like, a couple months later, I walked in one day and looked down, and they had, like, 3 Wii's in the display case. So there's some lady standing there just staring at them, and I grabbed the sales lady. I said, hey, I want one. And that lady goes, well, I wanted one. Lady, there's 2 more there. Get the other one.
Yeah, yeah.
Get the third one if you want.
Yeah.
You can have 2. I just need 1.
But at that time, there was still scalping and stuff like that, I guarantee
Oh,
it.
yeah.
But not to this level.
Yeah. But people are getting smarter now. You can sell them online. I mean, back then you had eBay, maybe.
Yeah.
It's such a pain in the butt, but now
Well, and you can
it's
set
so
your,
easy to sell the stuff.
And you can set your system up to do it automatically.
Yeah,
and-
that's kind of crazy. Okay. Well, 3 great news stories, Joe. I like it. All positive, as
well,
usually
not
they.
Xbox.
Well, I mean, they still have me. Just
Gotta wait.
I don't really count video game crisis as a real crisis. So,
Okay, you just cut our audience to like
Yeah.
a quarter now.
I don't know. I don't know if there's any young guys or girls listening to this saying, "I gotta have my Xbox though." Come on now.
More than what you realize, Dave.
Oh, okay.
So to
Back to
everyone
my
on-
ignorance
on-
of our technology.
Yeah,
I
on,
don't
on
know.
Dave's behalf, I apologize.
Yeah, I don't know our demographics. Many apologies.
Justin, can you shut Dave's mic off before we lose all of our audience?
All right, well, product review time. So let's see what I
Yes.
got going on here. So here's the good. I got good news and I got bad news, Joe.
Okay.
The good news is I brought the product. The bad news is I don't have the box, so I'm relying on you to provide that technical information.
Well, you need the manuals?
Well, I don't know. What's the name of this jobby?
Oh, okay. That is what Dave is reviewing today is the WeBoost Sleek cell phone booster for your vehicle.
Okay, yep, that's what I was gonna say. I don't know the model number. I don't know any of it. And you gave me a box, but
Yes, I did.
I didn't bring it. Okay, yeah, it says. Did you say Drive Sleek?
Yes, WeBoost Drive Sleek.
And it's 470135.
Yeah, that's the model number.
Okay, that's on the little sticker here on the back. Oh, actually, yeah, it says WeBoost on the other side. Okay, I got it together maybe.
And that is a cell phone booster for your vehicle. It is a single device cell phone booster.
We'll try to hold this baby up and not get tangled up. So that's the plug-in. It does have a neat little USB, which I mean I think would be standard, but anyway, USB. Oop, drop that part on the
Ouch.
mic. Yeah. So here's the cell phone deal. So here we go. I'm doing great so far. So this holds your phone, and it's got a little trough in the middle for a charging area. And what's neat is it's got a magnet on the back, so you can do like I had the vent,
Uh-huh.
but you can.
Oh, nice. So you can swap those out just
You
by
just
magnet.
pry it off, yeah.
Nice.
So you can leave this part in your vent, and then pop this off. You know, and then put the other. It has a stick mount. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Like you stick it to your dash.
Yes.
If you don't want to use the vent, so you can just magnetically move it from car to car, I assume, or
Yes.
do whatever you want to do.
Right.
So the hard part is it's got a lot of wires, which you can tell it's only hard because I had to bring it here. So this is the actual part that matters.
And that goes on your dashboard, or
No, it goes under your seat. You run the
Oh,
wires to
okay.
somewhere, and then it's got a
Outside antenna.
outside antenna that's wired. I'm holding onto the wire, but
wow.
so just old school, like the old school bag phone. You gotta have an outside antenna. So it has a little pad on the bottom, and
And you shut the wire in the door, or
you gotta route it somewhere. So yeah, through the door or whatever you want to do.
huh?
Window door, you know, it's old school.
You could drill
So-
a hole in your roof if you really want.
I mean, yeah, I guess you could, or I don't know.
Or feed it through your trunk.
So I've only had this sucker for a couple days. And here's the hard part. If you don't route the wires somewhere, it's kind of in the way.
Yeah.
Really bad.
But you was doing it for just testing purposes, so it kind of...
Yeah, I didn't know if I was allowed to keep this, and if so, how long. So, but I mean, it comes. I'm gonna hold this part up. It comes with plenty of wire. There's enough wire to run this baby.
to make it a permanent installation.
Well, yeah, because in the instructions showed to run it like through your door down low, and then go through your carpet along the trim, and put like the long box. It has Velcro it under a seat, and then run the antenna. Of course, out the door somewhere low, and then up the seam of the door. Now, the weird part is, like, my car is not steel, so the magnet in the antenna does not stick to anything.
You know, that's something I never thought of.
But the kit comes with a sticky thing, and it says,
Okay.
stick it. You know,
Okay.
wash that area, clean it real good, prep it, and then stick the antenna on there.
Okay.
So it comes with all that stuff.
Okay.
But it also said, be aware your car may not be made of steel, which mine is not. It's aluminum, apparently, or something else. I don't know. It seems like metal, so it's aluminum, I'm guessing. So that was something you got to pay attention to. You just can't flop that antenna up there and say, oh, it'll stay. No.
I never gave that a thought.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Cars aren't steel anymore.
Some of them aren't.
Yeah. So, and then you route the wires, which is a little bit of time. I mean, I did not do it, but I know it would be time consuming, and I'm assuming you could get under the floor mats and the carpet like you'd want to, but then you got to run the wire back up to your dash somewhere,
Right.
somehow. That part, I'm not excited about. And honestly, so to be fair, I didn't get this to use in my car. So we do a lot of streaming events here at our nonprofit with Patch of athletic events. And sometimes we're regulated to cell phone service, like at a football, soccer game.
Right.
Actually, we're pretty much regulated to cell phone service across the board. So some of the places we go in these mountains do not have good cell phone service. This baby claims to boost it by up to 32%.
Right.
So a third better. So I tried it in the car and also tried it at a sporting event this weekend just to give it a
I
try.
was gonna say you was on the road this weekend, so you had a great distance to
Yeah.
play with.
And this is somewhere that I've been before that was in the mountains, and I knew cell reception was poor. I didn't know about how, like, I guess the hard part is figuring out how much better, if that makes sense.
Right.
Because when I got there, it showed 5G and 5 bars of service, but when I started the stream just normal, it wasn't 5G and it wasn't 5 bars.
Well, let me ask you this, Dave. When did you use it, tested in areas that you didn't have signal?
Yes.
previously?
Now I did do that in the car.
Okay.
So I did 2 tests. I did the car test
Okay.
where going through a valley where I knew I did not have service for like 5 miles.
Okay.
And then I tested it at a field in the mountains where I knew trying to stream normally was
Not enough.
iffy at best.
Okay.
Now we were able to stream out there a little bit, but it was always a lot of lag, a lot of connect, disconnect,
Right.
stuff like that. Because actually I went back to the same place twice.
Okay.
Last weekend and again this past weekend.
Okay.
And so last weekend I did not have this. And I was complaining to you, and you're like, hey, I might have a solution for you.
Yeah.
Because I was like, lag was happening. It was disconnecting me from Facebook Live, and then it would reconnect. It was just a fiasco. So that was my litmus test. Now, and like I was saying, though, the problem was even the weekend I didn't have the booster, it showed 5G and it showed 5 bars.
Right.
But it obviously wasn't, which I don't understand.
Right. Well, we had that discussion. 5G still not fully
Yeah.
true 5G, so that might.
Well, and even the 5 bars. It's showing 5 bars, but
Right.
there's no way.
Right.
Well, unless it was a lot of people.
Yeah, that can play a role in
Yeah,
it.
so
as
it could have
well.
been a couple factors. And you mentioned all these things to me. So, but you had the solution. Okay, so I put it in the car, going through the dead spot for 5 miles, fixed it. No more dead spot, perfect, clear reception, problem solved.
Nice.
And
Again,
when you say reception, you mean that like you made a phone call?
Yep.
In that area. Okay.
so normally I'm on the phone, I run right up to the dead spot, and then the phone just drops.
Yep.
Because I'm talking to my mom. I drive home, and I go through a little valley where there's no reception, so, and I'm just telling, my mom knows, when I'm headed home at 3, 4 o'clock, she knows that at some point, the call just drops. And it's not a big deal. We're just like, all right, yeah. But, I drove right through it. No problems at all. Came back the next morning, no problems at all.
Nice.
So definitely works. And works good. Good, like no lag, no static, nothing. Just perfectly clear phone call. And then took it to the sporting event, streamed the games, streamed with no problems whatsoever.
Perfect.
So, and all the conditions were the same. I was literally in the same spot, same field, same mountains, same amount of people. And the week before, couldn't get it to work. So here's the crazy part: couldn't get my phone to stream very well, just by itself.
Yeah.
But then we hooked up a laptop and a video camera, which increases the load of the stream
Right.
significantly, and stream no problem. So it upped it enough that we were able to not only get the phone stream to work better, but also get a laptop and a video camera to work better.
Nice.
What do you have it plugged into at the game?
So this is where we got tricky, which is kind of crazy. And I didn't think about this until like a little bit before the sporting event, and I had to send out a call to all the parents. So yes, Justin, where the heck were you, before I left to go to the sporting event?
Power bank?
Yeah.
Adapter?
Oh, AC adapter.
So because we had to power the laptop, and we had a plug in there. So we had a plug, an extension cord running from an outlet, plugged the computer into
Yeah.
it, plugged in the camera, no problem. So yeah, we had to get one of these babies. And you know how hard it is to find one of these now?
Where'd you find it?
One of the parents. So yeah, anything. One of the
Emergency
parents
call.
was like, "Oh, I got one of those in my kitchen drawer. I'll just bring it." So they brought it.
Yeah.
But yeah, tricky stuff because I got there, and of course this only has the car plug in.
Right. Yeah, because it's made for your car. So
Yeah, and
so
I was like,
would it?
what the heck? We have this magnificent device that works, but couldn't figure out how to use it. And I was like, we got to have one of those old school plugs. So I stopped at 2 gas stations on the way down. They don't have them. And both of the cashiers are like, you want what? What are you going to use that with? Do you not have USB? And I was like, yes, I have USB. Yes, but I need one of those. So, yeah.
That's lucky. Somebody had one then. 'Cause,
Yeah.
you don't see those around much.
Here's the crazy part. They put a label on it with their name and address on the bottom of it. Like it's been on there a while because it's smudged, but I'm just saying that's how valuable these were at some point. Somebody
Yeah.
put their name on it so that they know it was theirs.
Right.
And now you can't find them. Might find one at a yard sale maybe.
I'm sure if you go to a big box store, I'm sure they probably have them in stock.
Walmart did not.
Really?
No.
I'm shocked.
Well, I mean, who uses those anymore?
Good point.
I mean, phone chargers now plug into USB.
True.
A lot
And
of
I mean,
cars are just.
And if you need to
USB
plug
only.
your phone in, where this would be is USB now. Well, let me rephrase. Your phone charger no longer has a cigarette adapter
right.
because it's USB.
Right.
And if you do, because they all come with USB,
Right.
and they don't come with this little box.
Right.
So, I mean, when's the last time phones came with this?
Well, actually, this
1980?
No, this model of iPhone. This was the first model iPhone that they didn't supply the charger, the power brick.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, wait a minute. Did the power brick have a USB on it, though? Or
Well,
did-
it came
did-
with the USB cable, but it didn't come with the AC adapter. The AC
Right.
to USB.
Well, I'm just
adapter.
saying, when does the last time they came with an AC adapter that had the cigarette plug-in and not the USB?
Oh, well, true.
You see what I mean? So
Yeah.
now they come with this, but it's USB.
Right.
And like the stores had these, but with USB,
Right.
not the cigarette adapter. So the
Oh,
question
gotcha,
is,
gotcha,
when's
gotcha,
the
gotcha.
last phone charger that had the cigarette adapter that came with it?
Oh, okay. Bag phones.
Yeah. Well, no. We've had some like the Palms and stuff 10 years ago that came with those.
Okay.
But yeah, once that kind of switched it, once I switched to Samsung, they only come with a USB charger.
Okay, got
And then
you
these
now.
little bricks had USB on them.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You had me lost. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. I
yeah.
got
The
you now.
cell phone
I got you.
chargers no longer have the cigarette adapter.
Right. Yes.
So therefore, these are obsolete.
Right.
So anyway, that's how we made it work at the field.
Yeah, and actually nowadays they're no longer called cigarette lighter adapters. They're now called auxiliary ports.
Auxiliary ports,
Yes.
yeah.
This is a newer product. I'm kind of surprised that would even be the plug that would be on there. And instead of a USB with an adapter for one of those plugs,
That's a good point. I didn't question that. I just questioned the whole. Wait a minute,
or at least have it to where you could unplug that and plug that cigarette or auxiliary thing.
That's true.
Wired in there like that.
Well,
It'd be so much smarter to have a USB plug on into this.
Well, but I
baby.
think the reason is because the amount of power it draws.
You're right because the car we were in was a 2019 and it had a 12-volt auxiliary port.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
And it didn't have a cigarette lighter like
It
the
had a
old
12.
school. It just had. It said right on the little lift thing that you lifted to get to that port, 12-volt auxiliary port.
Okay, there you
And I was like, why does it even have that? But that's what I plugged this into to do the phone call.
right.
And I was like, I'm impressed. I thought they'd just have USB, but
Yeah.
I guess you power a lot of stuff off the 12-volt.
Right.
That USB doesn't carry that much load.
Right.
Interesting. Okay. Do they make a home version of this, Joe?
Yes, they do. Yeah, actually, Justin just put one in at his house.
Oh, interesting.
Which one? What?
The
what's
cell phone booster.
Is it Wilson? Is that
It's a WeBoost. Yeah.
WeBoost? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, they make home. They make now full disclosure, A&M Digital Technologies is an authorized reseller for WeBoost products, but now that does not damper or have any weight on this review. This is why Dave's doing
Yeah,
the
I'm
review.
reviewing it. Yeah.
So what Dave's review is no reflection on
Holy cow.
yeah.
The home one costs a lot more.
Well, because you're covering a lot more area and it's permanent.
Really?
Yeah, the home.
Well,
ones-
no, the basic home model's not that much more.
Well, but you're not. It all depends on how big of an area you're wanting to cover. If you're wanting to cover one room or an entire house,
How come I don't? Do you have the home one?
I don't need the whole one.
Can I guess the price of this, Dave?
You sure can.
I'm gonna say 175.
Not even close.
Incorrect.
Jeez. All right. Shut down.
How much was your home one?
This is one we've had for years. I don't know. It's an older model.
Oh,
It's
okay.
not a new purchase.
Well, I guarantee.
But
The
probably
price
300
that-
or 400.
Yeah, yeah,
That's probably what she paid for it.
yeah, and it's about the same price as what they are now.
Wait a minute. How much is this one then, Joe?
That one,
I'm
Yeah.
gonna say
Retail.
125.
close.
Is it really?
Retail price on that model is $199.
Okay.
Well, 175 was close then.
Yeah. Well, I thought we was talking about the home one. the
Oh
price
no
on
no
the
no
home
no
ones.
yeah.
Oh, no,
This
it's
one
one-
was
Okay, yeah.
200,
Okay,
right?
yeah. Sorry, I got confused. Yeah, yeah. The 175 was close. Just I thought you were talking about the home ones.
Now the home one here, I'm looking on Amazon. WeBoost Basic Home, which is basic, up to 1,500 square feet, which isn't that much. That's like one room or a small house, I guess. Actually, no, that would be a decent sized house. I'm wrong. I don't know my square footage. So that's a moderate sized house. 225. But it goes up if you get the WeBoost Home Room Signal Booster, U.S. carriers, Verizon, AT&T, T-Mobile, Sprint, more, 400.
Yeah. Now I
And
will.
then 550 for the one that goes up to 5,000 square feet.
Now I will tell you, as being an authorized reseller,
Yeah.
we have to sign an agreement that we have to price it as what WeBoost has. So all these ones that are below that price that
Yeah.
are new on Amazon,
Right.
pretty good chance they're not an authorized reseller. So you may be buying
You're getting
Pandora's
scammed.
box.
Yeah. Getting scammed. All right. Well, how much is the one you sell for your home? For a home?
Well, what the cheapest one I'm looking right now, $349.99. The most expensive one is $1,000. But
Now, yeah.
now it's based on square footage.
Yeah.
So
Well,
you know that plays a big role in it too.
I would say, so out at our Sunnybank Farms, we wanted to have, for safety reasons, where we have kids out there working and, doing all that stuff, we wanted cell phone service.
Right.
We paid $1,000 and got one of the good ones.
Right.
And it does an awesome job.
Yes.
Because we're literally in a place that has zero service, and now we have good service.
Yeah, the one we typically sell, and most of them around here, is the mid-range, which retails for $549.99,
Yeah.
which is the WeBoost Home Multi-Room.
Yep.
And that pretty much fits the bill for everyone around here.
And that's the same price as Amazon, so that's not bad.
Yeah,
Well, not bad, but let me rephrase it. That gets you customer service, and you're buying local.
right. And
Yeah.
with an,
So
and
keep
from
that
a-
in mind, folks.
And from an authorized reseller.
Yeah, so that's great.
Yeah, I can.
Can you get the basic one?
Yeah, I can get you all.
How much is the basic one?
the most basic home unit? Is $349.99.
Okay. Huh.
Yeah, we went from literally not being able to make a phone call without it totally dropping out. You can't understand people to being able to call in and discuss whatever you want to discuss from the farm, which was like a one bar if you're lucky type of area.
If the wind was blowing the right way.
Yep. Yep. Had to catch it just right, bounce off the right cloud.
Yeah.
And hope that cloud didn't move. Too full coverage.
Is there anything to like a cloudy day versus a clear day, Joe, in terms of cell phone reception? Do you know?
Not as bad as satellite.
Hmm.
Now, satellite, a clouded day can just completely wreck your satellite coverage.
Now, well, we were talking about this in the phone. I had somebody with me, and I was talking about, hey, I got to keep this phone call on through this valley for 4 or 5 miles. And he had said, well, hey, I get better reception on cloudy days on his drive to his home where he didn't have cell phone service.
Yeah.
Yep, I've heard that. Cloudy days are better.
Yeah, because and I've seen that with TV reception. It's almost opposite. There's some days I get better TV reception on a rainy, cloudy day than I do a clear sky day.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Now, do you think the home one picks up better than this car one?
Yes, because the home models are set up for multiple devices. So where this device, the WeBoost Drive Sleek, you have to keep yet an individual phone inside the cradle.
Okay, that was my next question.
Yeah.
Does the phone have to be in the cradle to get
Yes.
better reception?
Yes. Now, they do make a bigger model that you can mount inside your car that works similar to the home model, where you just mount it inside your car and it gives full car coverage, where you don't have to have a cradle. But that's the biggest difference. Now, so the step up from that one would be the WeBoost Drive X, which it starts at $399.99. And then to get the
So if you have kids and you want them to be able to use your phone, that's what you need.
right
Now, if
to
you
get-
have kids and you don't want them to use a phone, then don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Now, if you want the biggest car package they have, that retails for $499.99, and that gets you a bigger antenna to amplify from.
Huh.
So then, when you were streaming the games, Dave, did you use a hotspot, I assume, and then you
Yep.
put that in the cradle?
Yep, put it in the cradle.
Oh,
Yep.
okay.
And actually, I put my phone in for a second game just to make sure it was my phone, because the weekend prior I was using my phone, so I wanted to make sure that it was my phone. So the variables were the same.
Very nice. Okay, so, all right, Dave, let's hit pros and cons. So what were your pros?
Okay. Ease of use. You know, you plug it in. It tells you where all the cords go. I didn't even need the directions, actually, because they can only plug in certain places. It says right on the bar which one. So essentially, you're plugging in the charging port to one side of the bar, and you're plugging in the antenna to the other side of the bar, and then you plug in the cell phone holder.
Okay.
Idiot proof.
I'll be honest. At first, I was just trying to plug stuff in, and I realized it wasn't working.
Mm-hmm.
Like it didn't want to plug in right, and I was like, So then I looked at the plugs, and I figured it out. So idiot proof for me, maybe.
He would like some pictures.
Yeah, no, I mean it had directions. Now, granted, I looked at them after I figured out how to plug it in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I'd have looked at the directions, it'd taken me like 10 seconds.
Yeah. Okay.
Without directions, I tried to plug one into the port that wasn't supposed to go in. I was like, wait a minute, this isn't right. So, idiot proof, kinda, maybe, sorta.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay, you guys got the idea.
Ease of use, though.
Yeah, ease of use. Yeah, very easy to use. You just plug it in and go. Now, I didn't route it into the car and go into the carpets and all that crap like it said to, and I didn't even mount the antenna outside because my car was aluminum, and I didn't want to stick anything on top of it yet.
Okay.
Because really, I'm just product reviewing this.
Right.
And so I just put the antenna in the seat in the passenger seat, in the little bar thing in the passenger seat, which I don't even know what the bar does other than make all the connections happen.
Right.
And I don't know if they're supposed to be that close to each other. Again, i.e.,
typically
I
they
didn't
work
read the
better
directions.
with a little distance between them.
Okay.
So I'm actually surprised it worked as well as it did, as
Yeah.
close as.
And I had the antenna in the car.
Okay, so that.
And then when I had a passenger with me, all that stuff was in the floorboard.
Right.
And it still worked great. So,
Great.
And I just ran the cell phone holder over, put my phone in it, which it holds the phone really well. So that was nice.
Nice firm grip.
Yeah, and I could charge the phone at the same time.
Nice.
The only thing I didn't like is I'm not crazy about the vent holder deal. I mean, it does okay, but I hate the rubber finger vent holders.
Yeah.
You hit a big bump or whatever with that amount of weight, they pop off.
Right.
So now the magnet on the back is super strong. That
Yes.
surprised me. So that was nice. So yeah, pros, does what it's supposed to do.
It does it well.
Does it well. I don't know how well it does it. Like I don't know how you'd measure if it goes up to 32 times or what power it's doing
Well,
above and
but you
beyond. Does that
went
make
from-
sense?
Right, but you
I
went.
mean, I went
ze-
from none to crystal clear.
Right, so there's your scale.
Right. I just mean like I don't know. It says up to 32 times stronger signal.
Right.
You know, phones have 5 bars. How in the heck are you gonna know what 32 times is of any of that?
Well, I guess if you actually had
Some sort of meter,
a meter to sit there and read it.
I guess. All right. Anyway, so yes, it done what it's supposed to do, and then it done what it's not supposed to do by me having it outside at a streaming ball game and streaming it to a computer off of a plug-in. 110 from converted over to 12 volt, and then using it at a ball game to stream
Right.
stuff. So yeah, it did good there. It's small, it's compact. Like I say, it's pretty much dummy proof. You got to run the wires, which is kind of old school. I don't know if you could you do it wireless?
No, they
It's not possible yet.
they tried a
Yeah.
home unit that was wireless, and I think it failed miserably because people wasn't doing it right.
Oh, I'm sure. I just
but
mean,
I've never
that's-
seen a vehicle model.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure the wires are fine. It has good wires. They're kind of thick. The antenna wires, it's basically a mini cable wire. Like it's got the little copper wire in the middle, and then insulated wire. But anyway, all right. So yeah, those are the pros. The cost. That's a tough one for me. I mean, how much? This was $200.
Yeah, $200.
Did I pay for it already?
Not that I know of. No, because this was just the test.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Am I buying this, or I gotta give it back?
Well, I guess that's your call.
Okay. So I haven't spent the money on it yet, and I have the option of giving it back. So that will make me have to think a second about the cost. $200 to get better cell phone service in a car. Now, is it worth it to stream the events that we're wanting to do? Yes, because that is a huge hindrance. So here's my other question: how do I get this? How's it going to work in a metal building? You know what? I'm going to an indoor game tonight. I will test this baby out in a metal building.
Okay.
Yep.
And that'll be a good stress test.
Yeah.
Although, full disclosure, keep in mind, now this is where we've had this wise discussion before with the wise cams, and here's our unofficial, unsolicited
Yeah,
wise.
bring Wise into this one.
Yeah. where we talked about using Wise as a dash cam. Will
Uh-huh.
it do it? Yes. Will it do it? Great. No. But it wasn't intended to be.
Right.
So this will be a good test of it's not intended for this, but let's just see what happens.
Well, if it boosts the signal, it'll be fine. Now, I did last week on Tuesday night. We had indoor games in a big metal building, and my phone was dropping in and out.
Okay.
I was able to stream some of it, but it was dropping in and out. And I just used my phone as the streaming device and the camera and everything.
Right.
But yeah, so it'll be interesting. So I'll try this. I gotta figure out how to plug it in. How do I plug this baby in if I don't have a plug, Joe?
Well, there has to be an electric outlet somewhere.
There does. I don't know if I can get to it, but
A power bank?
I was gonna say, how long would a power bank run this thing? You think?
Well, it depends on how much power is drawn.
Well,
Now, we'll say it
it's
wouldn't
so
be-
much that a USB wouldn't work. So
Right.
yeah.
I'll loan you mine. Maybe it'll work. Well, hold on.
I don't-
Tonight, I know I need
Yeah,
2 days to
yeah.
charge.
2, maybe 3
I can have
days,
it to you by Friday.
possibly a week to get the charger. Well, here's the problem. It has the. I would have to go from 12-volt adapter plug to something to USB.
Yeah.
Right.
You'd have a lot of
Because
different
usually a 12-volt
adapters.
adapter only goes to 120. Doesn't
Right.
really go back to USB.
Right.
I'd catch on fire.
I'm pretty sure it would. Anyway,
Yeah.
so there might be a test tonight if I can find a plug-in.
Just a heads up, Dave. You burned it. You buy it.
yeah. I'm pretty sure Cena's like, yeah, he took it out of the box. He already bought it.
Probably.
That's why I was wondering if there was word down the pipe about, from the boss lady that, I bought it.
Not
Anyway.
yet.
Not yet. Okay.
Of course, I haven't been in the office much.
I was going to say, she
the
just hadn't
last
dropped that
week,
bomb
so,
on us.
yeah.
She's like, boys, you know how this works. You open the package, it's yours. As are all electronics. Okay, so cons. Let's roll the cons here.
Yes.
So the cons are a lot of wires. And for what I'm using it for, it's kind of a pain to kind of deal with those wires. So I just stuffed it in one of those little string backpacks.
Oh, there you go.
And but the problem is the wires get tangled. Now I still got the cables wrapped up, so I'll hold this up. I mean, you can see it comes with little wraps.
Yeah, it's a nest of cables.
It's got the little Velcro wraps, which are nice. But it's this bundle of wires. So it's got a lot of cables. So for what I'm using it for, to go back and forth in the car to outside, it's not really a pain in the butt. But if you're just using it in your car, once you route the wires once, it'll be fine.
Right.
If you're using it like I am in and out of the car, then yeah, that's all right.
Right.
I got to do something with it. That's the problem. And the daggone car is aluminum, so the antenna mount doesn't have anything to stick to, unless I stick it somewhere. But then I'm gonna have a sticker.
It seems like if you could get away with it being inside and not having wires coming in and out of your car, it'd be better. But
Well, I mean, I had it inside and it worked fine,
Yeah.
but then you just got an antenna sitting somewhere inside, like it was sitting in the passenger seat. And when my friend got in, they moved it, just threw it in the floor. Didn't set it on the
Right.
floor, and
Right.
then it's under somebody's feet, and I don't know.
Yeah.
So it'd be a lot better solid mounted, but then it's going to stay in your car. Which,
Right.
how many people are going to use it the way I'm using it?
Well, I have, but that was with the older model. Well, that was with the older model. There was
Well, I'm just saying, most people probably aren't going to get out of their car and take it with them to do something else.
right.
So I would say for the average person, and this is the story of my life, the average person's nowhere near what I am. And Joe, you know the deal. I'm always hitting you up for, hey, how do I make this work the way I want it to work and not what it was intended to do?
Exactly.
So Joe, your job's been pretty tough when you started getting involved with
You
me.
keep me on my feet.
10 years ago. This has kind of been the deal. So anyway, so the cons are there's wires. And in a day and age when most stuff is Bluetooth and wireless, there's wires. So I would say the cost, man, it just depends. I mean, we're spoiled. I have cell phone service all but through like 5 miles of, most of my drives.
Right.
Now,
Yeah, so if you're using it just for your car, it probably would not be something you would purchase.
maybe,
Being
I
on the
mean,
stream is the-
well, let me ask you this, Justin. So going out Lick Fork, you lose cell phone service on your way to your house. And
Yeah,
out,
like
and out to
last
where a
mile.
farm is that a big issue? Is it worth $200 if you just kept cell phone service all the way out and back?
No. Because I just adapt and I find ways around it where I download stuff ahead of time and if I want
Right,
to listen
right.
to a podcast or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah. I'm just saying. So, I'm not sure the value of $200. Joe, I'll ask you:
Okay.
is the value of $200 to keep cell phone service? Like most of the places I go, I have cell phone service. I don't
Okay.
really worry about it.
Well, personally, yes, because
Your business is technology, though.
right, and our our job takes us all across
Yeah.
anywhere.
Well, you
in
said
the-
earlier you're down in Boone County. Holy cow.
Yeah, so at the drop of a hat, we could be almost anywhere in the state or outside the state. So
Yeah.
going through West Virginia, it's a beautiful state, but cell phone signal isn't the best. So for our job, yes, it is very beneficial.
Yeah. We need a little test out towards Reedy, which actually you told me you tried it out, Reedy, right?
A buddy of mine, Greg, has the step up from that one where you have multiple in his vehicle, use
Right.
multiple in your vehicle. And from those familiar with Spencer, when you go past the hospital, you start down the other side of the hill.
So it's 14 miles to Reedy School.
So, I'm talking going from Spencer to Elizabeth. I'm stretching.
So
the
you're
map
going
here.
all the way out, yeah.
And he said he's on Sprint, and basically anybody that has any cell phone coverage, you lose it going down the hill past General Hospital.
Yeah, I would
And
say
you don't-
half a mile out of city proper.
Yes, and then you don't pick it up until you're in downtown Elizabeth.
Right, which is 30 miles. We'll say roughly 30 miles.
Roughly. So with that booster, he said he had little hiccups along the way,
Right.
but almost full coverage all the way through there.
That's craziness.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
that's
it's-
really good
It,
then.
it shortened that gap tremendously.
Big time dead zone through there.
Yeah, 30
Yeah.
miles of dead zone.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. All right. Well, so the cons are wires.
Wires.
And I'm not crazy about the vent holder. So if you don't want it solid mounted, you have to go with the vent holder. It's fine, but I'm not crazy about it.
Okay.
I think that would loosen up over time.
Yes.
I have a vent holder from my normal cell phone deal, and I've stopped using it because it slips all the time now.
Right.
Anyway. But if you use it all the time, you just mount it solid.
Your phone does fit in the holder nicely though, and
You know,
stays
that's a
in
good
there.
point. Yeah. I have a Samsung
Mhm.
8 or 9.
With
Does
the
it
case.
does it hold? Does it have little grips or something to hold your phone in
Yeah.
place? Or?
It there you go. It's got a little grip and it's got the spring on the top, which is really nice.
Makes
The
it
other problem is you
flexible.
got to use both hands. That's what I don't like.
Oh yeah, the spring.
The spring's really tight, and when you go to press up to put your phone in, the magnet, it overrides the magnet and or pulls it out of the vent.
Mhm.
And to get your phone out, it's the same situation.
Yeah, it doesn't have
So-
that robot thing.
Yeah. I mean,
Jazz-
it holds. So let's see if I can get this up here without tearing everything
the
up again.
hands-free
It-
motor. locking.
It goes way out. Shoot, it probably goes 4 inches.
Mhm.
You know, you can see a little port, but yeah, and it's got grip on this. But this is tough. I mean, you hear it smack back. So it'll hold your phone
Yeah.
almost to the point of it holds it too good because it's hard to get your phone in and out. It takes 2 hands.
Right.
Okay, so that's a con. 2-hand user deal. 2-hand in and out with your phone. Okay.
All right. So 5-star rating, Dave. Where does the WeBoost Drive Sleep fall?
4. I'll give it a solid 4.
4.
Yeah.
Nice.
I mean, I would say, I'm tempted to say 3 because of getting your phone in and out, which if you had it mounted, you'd do that quite a bit. You'd do it every day,
Right.
and that would be annoying.
But
Now,
some of these phones are going for $1,000 plus. So
Oh, yeah.
so do you really want
Honestly-
operation trying to get your phone out?
if you hadn't have brought the other one, like Justin said, that was motorized,
Okay.
put a motor on this baby,
Okay.
and then you got a home run of a 5.
Okay.
Just because getting your car, taking 2 hands, putting your phone in. I mean, we're in the lazy days. I mean, my other one, you just drop your phone down in it because it's got the bendable arms. It's a little panda bear that has
Right.
the bendable arms,
Right.
top and side, and you just drop your phone in. You just
Right.
pull your phone up out. It comes in and out easy. So I'm spoiled.
Okay.
And then you showed me the motorized one, and then I was like, oh yeah. And now I had to go to this one where I had to put a hand on the bottom and press in and put it in. I'm just like, it reminds me of my motorcycle mount, which is also a pain in the butt. Just because it takes 2 hands.
Right.
And anytime I get in my car, I'm usually holding a couple things, water bottle and, whatever books and stuff I'm bringing back and forth or whatever I'm doing. I got something in my hands.
Right.
So it just sucks. You got to kind of get around the steering wheel to do it because it's right there on the vent. So solid 4.
Okay.
Does what it's supposed to do. Price point seems pretty good. I'm using it in 2 different ways. So I'll find out tonight.
Yeah.
Speaking of ways, see if we can get a Waze cam to work off this baby.
Wise.
Wise. You got it.
Yeah, they're just lost our potential sponsorship.
That's what happens when you let me talk. All right, so if you have any questions, get a hold of Joe with this baby. You definitely do not want to talk to me. But yeah, I'd say a solid 4. I mean, I was
Nice.
impressed. It got cell phone coverage it was supposed to. It let me stream where I was unable to.
Great.
So yeah, I mean, it does its job. Does what it's supposed to do.
Perfect.
So if someone was more technical savvy than me and reviewed it, they probably would have known the signal strength because they have something that tells them that, but I do not. So you just got the good old boy review.
There you go.
Okay.
All right.
So if anybody has any questions, how do they get a hold of you, Joe? Because we threw out a lot of different stuff, and you are a carrier of this.
Right. So if you have any questions, give us a call at our office at 304-927-3588. Check out our website at amdigitaltechnologies.com. Or be sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube at AM Digital Tech for all that. And be sure to subscribe to the podcast, Help Desk with Joe and Dave. We're on iTunes, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, you name it, we are probably there.
Yeah, and many thanks to all the folks tuned in from Facebook, watching this here on our Patch 21 Facebook page. So if you want the visuals of it, go to their Facebook page.
There you go.
And it'll be on the AM Digital Technologies Facebook page as well.
And our YouTube channel.
And our YouTube channel. There you
Yeah.
go. All the good stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah. All right. Well, thanks for tuning in. And again, this is David here, and we're in our Patch studio, our Patch Turned Up studio here in Spencer, West Virginia. This is Help Desk with Joe, show number 48, climbing our way towards the bicentennial of 50. You know, and the scary part is this is our second time going to 50.
Yeah.
You know, we did the whole video shows before on a different type of show, but now we're podcasting it up and
Right.
doing all that, doing review and all this stuff. So right here in Spencer, West Virginia, helping out our local consumers and local people. And Joe and Cena run A&M Digital Technologies. They power all our patch shows and stuff. And it's just a neat little side deal that we're involved in with Patch and A&M Digital Technologies here in Spencer, West Virginia. So check them out. And we'll be back next week. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure you tune in to our other podcasts for more information music brought in by our students and our staff here at Patch 21. And everybody have a great week. We'll be back with more.
We'll see you then.